Alright, this is Andrew with Jordan Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope here in Salt Lake. We're at 946 Princeton Ave. We have the camera pushed out 100 and just shy of 140 feet. This first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. Looks like right off the bat there's a little bit of an offset. We can see the side of that pipe. That's a spot where waste could potentially get stuck. If enough waste gets stuck there, it could create a blockage where it backs up. And it looks like this line's going to be cast iron for the entire run. Cast iron gets real rough and rusty and will eventually need to be replaced. To run water to help push my camera through this. Pretty rough. I think it's original, and so it's what I would expect for this age of a line, but you could clean it. You could have it coated, and that's where they use a chain to cut off all that rust and scale, and that would help make it smoother. Coating is usually a better option for cast iron than hydrojetting. Hydrojetting can cause it to flake a lot, and it doesn't leave it as smooth. This one shoots out the back of the house towards the alley. Good news, even though it's older, it does look like, at least so far, you have pretty decent grade. My camera hasn't gone underwater, where that would indicate improper grade, or a belly, is what they call them. Tiny bit of standing water, but honestly, cleaning it could take care of some of that. A little bit of waste stuck in the line. Cast iron can be unpredictable because I've seen plenty of houses of this age that have already had to replace all their casts. But then houses like this that are still using it, where it seems to be still doing, still functioning. I just got stuck a little bit. So that's a tie-in. That's where the neighbor's line ties in. And right before that, you have kind of a high spot. And then the line goes underwater. Or then my camera, rather, goes underwater. I would recommend getting that spot cleaned and then evaluated further. They can also locate it and tell you exactly where it's at and how far underground, and give you a price to repair it. But I would have it cleaned first, and that way you know just how bad that looks once it's been cleaned. But that's a spot where waste could certainly collect. It's looking like the cast iron through the house ran through the basement wall is where it looks the worst. This is where it has looked the roughest. This is where I've seen the most standing water. Oh, just went underwater again, 32 feet out. I think that's where it cuts through the closet and then it cuts back out. You can see where it's turning to the left. And so I think that's where it's coming out into that closet. So I think the tie-in is likely outside. We'd have to go back in the video and you can see exactly how many feet out that tie-in was. The bottom right hand side of the pipe, it has the counter of how many feet out we are. little bit of ABS at the very end, but except for that little piece where right before it comes up, it's cast iron all the way out. A lot of houses will have clay through the yard. This one was all cast iron. So next step I would say would be to clean the cast iron, and then to have, especially that offset right before it ties in, to have that spot looked at. Might be worth doing a spot repair there, but long term you could consider doing a liner through this cast iron. Blowing in a sleeve or a liner can be more cost effective than actually digging up the pipe, and since you do have good grade except for that offset, I think that would be an option here, which if you have bad grade you can't blow a liner in, or else you'll have a new pipe that still has bad grade. I'm going to end this recording now.